What's up, all you legends? Welcome to part 17 of our Radical Red 4.0 walkthrough. We're about to challenge Chuck in his dojo. Chuck's gym is right next to Sabrina's gym. And when you defeat him, we get an awesome prize or two. He is a fighting type trainer, so all his Pokemon are mostly fighting type. But here he sent out a Quacklevel, which is a water type, so there's definitely one or two Pokemon to throw you off guard. But, it isn't a crazy difficult battle. When you do defeat Chuck, he does offer you one of two Pokemon. In one of my previous videos, I stated that it's Graplocked and another Pokemon, but I think that was from the previous version. In this version, there's two new Pokemon that he offers you, so I'm not sure who they are. But the reason I am battling him is because you get a hold item, which is super useful in this game. You get Focus Sash. So when one of your Pokemon holds Focus Sash, it stops it from getting one shot KO'd. It will leave you with 1 health, which is super useful, especially during boss battles, because a lot of the times you get one-shotted in boss battles, so with Focus Sash it might be able to save your Pokemon and just give you that one extra attack that might knock out a really tough Pokemon, especially if the attacking Pokemon has high speed. Normally in boss battles, the opponent always attacks first, so if they're super fast and keep knocking out your Pokemon, all you need to do is put on the Focus Sash and get one attack, and that might make all the difference. We are now battling Lucario. Just knocked him out. Lucario is an awesome Pokemon. You can actually catch it early on in the beginning. I think in Mount Moon. I never came across it, but that would be an awesome Pokemon to start with early and take to the end. And here we have a Breloom, which is also a super interesting Pokemon. So if you are battling one of the main battles and you're having a situation where all your Pokemon keep getting one-shotted, or a lot of them, come and battle Chuck first. Come and get the Focus Sash, and that might just help and make all the difference. And I'm very keen to see what Pokemon Chuck offers us to choose from. We have beaten Sabrina, so the next gym leader we have to battle is Koga. In the previous video, we had to re-battle the first 4 gym leaders, and I thought for some reason it would be easier the second time round, but it was just as difficult, if not harder. But we did work our way through it, and we did get some awesome items battling them all, and a lot of experience. But it did take a bit of time. A lot of the gym leaders, when you battle them the second time, they have Paradox Pokemon. So here we've got 2 versions of Tauros. We've got a fire and a water dual type Tauros. I'm going to definitely choose the water type, I think. And we did get our Focus Sash. But yes, what I was saying is a lot of the gym leaders had Paradox Pokemon, and I believe they can be found in the Safari Zone. And they're pretty strong in this game. They're slightly stronger, they're almost like legendaries. So when we defeat Koga, we're definitely gonna do some exploring in the Safari Zone, which will be cool. And we've just entered Koga's gym. He's supposed to be the bug type. But as you can see, there's definitely some other Pokemon about. There's Electric and Fire type. So don't think that his team is solely Bug type, but it is the predominant type in his team. Like here, we just battled Electric type and now a Fire type with Incineroar. Not very buggy. But yes, when we beat Koga, I believe we have to battle our rival, and then we can explore the Safari Zone. And in the Safari Zone, we do get HM Surf, and I believe we get Rock Smash after beating the next trainer. And that really is useful because we can start exploring the whole map then. I do want to go back to Pewter City and start collecting items and things that I wasn't able to get in the beginning because I didn't have those HMs. So we can surf around a bit, pick up everything that we didn't have. We can use Cut and explore a lot of the Dynamax dens, which are actually very underrated because you get so many cool items from Dynamax dens that you can't pick up anywhere else, and they do drop loot at random. So it's a good idea to try a whole bunch of different dens because you might get a really cool item or two. Actually, I got an item from one recently that I've never seen before. And it's a hold item that you can only use once, but if you have an attack that requires a charge and then the attack on the second turn, it allows you to attack on the first turn. So any charge attack only takes one attack instead of 2 rounds to use, which is crazy useful. And I've never seen that before, so you might get some unique items like that from Dynamax dens. And Dynamax dens is where you can find a lot of the legendary Pokemon. So just keep that in mind. You can find Entei, Suicune, Celebi, a whole bunch of legendary Pokemon are in the Dynamax dens. So it just depends how many gym leaders you've defeated and what time of the day you're actually visiting the den and how many times you've battled them. So after the Safari Zone, we're definitely going to try and catch a few legendaries. That's something to look forward to. And yeah, we can pick up a whole bunch of items, some TMs along the way, some Mega Evolutions. My Gyarados just Mega Evolved, so definitely want some more Mega Evolutions. They do make your Pokemon slightly stronger in battle. Your attacks increase, your defense is slightly increased. And once we've done all of that, then we can make our way down to Cinnabar Island. Cinnabar Island is the second to last gym leader. It's the gym leader Blaine, the fire type. And we also have to explore the Pokemon Mansion on Cinnabar Island. And I believe we battle May, also another character in the game. So there's still a lot to do, even though we are nearing getting 8 gym badges. We are getting very near to the end, but there's still a lot to do. The Safari Zone can be a little tricky, especially with the time limit, and it's quite easy to get lost in there. But I am going to make a little video guiding you exactly where to go to find HM Surf. So that will be coming up possibly in this video, I think. And we're also going to find some teeth because there's an old man who lost his teeth in Fuchsia City. And we're going to go find them for him. It's right near HM Surf. It's not too far from the HM that we find. And when we do find the teeth and give it back to the old man, he will reward us with HM Strength, which we're going to need later on, especially in Victory Road. So Fuchsia City is actually such an important city for HMs. We get Surf, we get Rock Smash, and Strength. That's why most of the game does get unlocked. Most of the map gets unlocked from this point. So defeating Koga is crucial. Fuchsia City is such a crucial town to get to reach. So that's really cool that we're going to be able to explore new areas and even find some legendary Pokemon hiding in areas. We have stumbled across one or two legendary Pokemon exploring in caves and things, but we weren't able to reach them because we either didn't have Rock Smash or Surf. So we can go back and explore some of these areas. There's still the power plant that we haven't gone to. You need Surf to reach the power plant. So we definitely have to go and explore there and possibly look for some electric types like Toxtricity that we're battling now. So Koga is quite a tough battle. It wasn't as difficult as some of the others for me, but it definitely just depends on your team, what type most of your team are. And he's supposed to be a bug type, but he sends out an electric type. Here he's got a paradox Pokemon, which is like steel and grass type. So just be prepared. Koga isn't just a bug type. You might need to have some Pokemon who are stronger against bug type, or some attacks that are stronger against bug type. But try have a variation of different types, and that'll be the best approach for Koga. I think he's been the one with the most variation in his team. If you just built a team just for bug types, I don't know if that will be that much of an advantage with the different variation of types he sent out. Like here he just sent out a Swallow, which is a bird and flying type. So half of his team hasn't even been bug type at all. So just keep that in mind. The best part about making it further in the game, there's more awesome wild Pokemon to catch. Like I said, in the Safari Zone, there's a bunch of Paradox Pokemon. When we get Surf, we can explore the power plant for a ton of electric Pokemon. And after we defeat Blaine, we'll be able to explore the Cerulean Cave, especially using Surf. And in there's also, again, some awesome Paradox Pokemon and some of the stronger Pokemon in the game. And finally, when we reach Victory Road, that's got some of the craziest Pokemon you can catch in the wild. A lot of the Pokemon that you can buy in the game corner you can actually find in Victory Road. So we just defeated Koga. He was slightly tough, but not too crazy. I did beat him a lot easier than some of the other gym leaders I've battled before. And we've got some cool items, a cool TM. But now it's time to explore the Safari Zone and battle our next trainer. So we did get a Life Orb and some extra goodies. Okay, so here's our next battle. It's Trainer Brendan. Sorry, I thought it was our rival, but it was Brendan. And he just sent out a Metagross, which is an awesome steel type. I believe you can actually catch Metagross in Victory Road as well. But this was quite a tough battle. I did have a problem with Brendan because he's got such a strong team. But you've got to defeat him in order to get Rock Smash and in order to get entrance into the Safari Zone. So he does have an Exploud now, which is actually a really strong Pokemon. Brendan has fought on our team and Exploud has um, saved my chances in a battle. He knocked out most of the enemy's Pokemon with his Exploud. There are a lot of other cool Pokemon, not just Paradox Pokemon in the Safari Zone. There is Kangaskhan. I believe that's one of the few areas where you can actually find Kangaskhan and a whole bunch of other cool Pokemon. So you might find some Pokemon that you want to add to your team around this point. And yeah, this is the time after the Safari Zone where you kind of want to have your final team in mind and try catch whoever you might have not been able to catch yet, and really start thinking about that final team for the Elite Four. What also makes Radical Red so special is the funnest parts about the game is catching Pokemon and also the super tough battles. In normal Pokemon Red, there's not that much battles. You've got like the normal gym leader battles and your rival battles and then the Elite Four. But in this one, they've almost tripled the amount of battles. You have to re-battle gym leaders. You got more rivals and other characters you have to battle, which I think makes the game so much more fun. You definitely want to have more battles and not less, especially like big boss battles. And they've even included the secret trainers in here, which is really awesome. So after the Elite Four, thinking of doing a run and trying to defeat all of the secret trainers in the game. There are a couple, I believe there's also 7 or 8 of them. So it should be really fun to do that once the Elite Four have been beaten. And then I'll just make another video or two exploring the Sevi Islands and battling Ash or Red. I'm not sure which character it is. They're loosely the same. And also I'll make a little video on how to catch legendary Pokemon and where some of them are hiding. So we did just receive Rock Smash, which is awesome. Now it's time to explore the Safari Zone finally. We can chat to a few people here in Fuchsia City. Here's a Milotic that we're walking past. I would love to add a Milotic to my team. And there's a Kangaskhan and Lapras. And I definitely think now is time to restock on a few items. I want to try have full Ultra Balls, full Hyper Potion, full Revives. And remember, you need to stock up on these things before you go to Victory Road and before you battle the Elite Four. But it's just useful to have in case you're in a sticky situation. I know in Victory Road it's quite tough to get through the whole Victory Road because there are so many tough trainers to battle, so you use up your Pokevile pretty quickly. So just have a lot of revives and heals before you do that. So at least if you do run out of Pokeviles, you don't have to restart the explorations from the beginning. You can just revive and heal your Pokemon yourself with items. So just keep that in mind. Don't forget, also I've had moments in the beginning of the game where I ran out of Pokeballs, so you definitely don't want that to happen. And I definitely recommend going to Celadon City and buying a whole bunch of cool Pokeballs there. It's the only place in the game where you can get unique Pokeballs. You can get Dusk Balls, you can get Heavy Balls, you can get Luxury Balls, Timer Balls, Quick Balls. They're all so useful, especially in catching tough Pokemon. And legendary Pokemon are super tough to catch. Like, I don't think people understand how difficult it is. That does help to weaken them, but weakening them isn't even enough. You often have to poison, paralyze, or make them sleep along with weakening them. And then it's still tough as well. So having a variety of different balls definitely helps as well. The quick ball is super useful as well as the timer ball. I find them to be my two favorite go-tos. The quick ball is the more effective the earlier you use it. So as you run into a Pokemon, try a quick ball. And then the timer ball works better for the more rounds there are in battle. So if the battle just continues for 15 or 20 rounds, it's more likely to catch the Pokemon. Okay, we have picked up some awesome items in here. We have reached the secret house where we get the HM3. So we do have Surf now. And I believe just outside here is the old man's teeth. If we go to the right and down, here we've got the gold teeth. So we got to go give that to the man in Fuchsia City once we leave the safari zone. Then he will give us strength. So you can just pretty much reach HM Surf before your time runs out. I'm just going to show you some awesome Pokemon that I encountered and caught in the Safari Zone. After I got Surf and the Teeth, I came back and just explored areas and had a bit of fun. And these are some of the awesome Pokemon I caught. There are still way more. I just thought I would include half of them. But you can come back to the Safari Zone and just have some fun, explore new areas. Explore the water now that you can surf. And yeah, here's a Holucha, which I had really a lot of difficulty with battling, I think with Surge the second time. Holucha's speed is just through the roof. We did encounter Kangaskhan, the Big Daddy. So if you do want to add a super strong power Pokemon, Kangaskhan is here. He is quite tough to catch. You've got to use a variety of bait and rock. Normally your rock helps you to catch them, but it does make a risk of them fleeing. So bait kind of keeps them to stay. Rock kind of damages them. Here is Brute Bonnet, our first Paradox Pokemon. And it is awesome, it's really strong. We came across a Bishop, a Steel type. So many awesome Pokemon. There's probably about 20 cool Pokemon that you can find in the Safari Zone that are pretty much unique to this area. So we also came across a Hippowdon, which I often forget about, but it's quite a cool Pokemon. We did catch all of these, even though I didn't catch them in these videos. I did go back and catch all of them. And I tried to catch all the Paradox Pokemon that I could find in here. I think there were about five or six Paradox Pokemon in here. Here's an awesome Dragon type that we caught, Drudigon. And Slitherwing, here's another Paradox Pokemon. I believe Slitherwing is Bug and Fire type. I think there's another Paradox Pokemon which is Bug and Farting. So there are some awesome Paradox Pokemon and they're all mostly dual types. Here we have Sandy Shock, which is like a ground and electric type. So Paradox is like two Pokemon combined in one almost. You can see it kind of looks like Magneton. But if you look at the Paradox Pokemon's base stats when you open their stats, and you look at BS, the base stats are a lot higher than normal Pokemon. For normal Pokemon, your range is from about 460 to 500 base stats. Some of the stronger Pokemon might be 520 or 540. But for Paradox Pokemon, they range from 560 to 590. We did come across a Gimmighoul, which is really cool, a new Pokemon that evolves into Goldingo. So it might be a good idea to use Paradox Pokemon in your team, or at least one of them. They are dual types and their base stats are really high. Here's Chansey, which is the healing Pokemon. If you want a different strategy with the healing Pokemon in your team, you might want to consider Chansey. And a Moltan. Moltan is super strong. I was talking about base stats now. For Moltan, his base stats are 600 when you get him to evolve. We also came across Porygon. You can evolve Porygon with one of the items that you buy from Celadon Mart and get Porygon too. Another Paradox Pokemon, Iron Juglus, a super awesome future Pokemon. And we came across Zorua, the Hisuian version and the regular version. I know Zorua is a big fan favorite. A lot of people like Zorak. So, yeah, there's definitely a ton of Pokemon.